Covering Colorado now, taking us down to El Paso County, where a farmer and his wife are embroiled in a legal battle. There's a lot of people down there talking. Michael Abeyta made the drive down I-25 to get this story.
It's a story out of El Paso County that is getting national attention. A farming couple say they are the target of continued racial harassment online and in person. And today, with the help of the NAACP, one of them is being bailed out of jail. Courtney and Nichole Mallory say they own a ranch encompassing 1,000 acres in El Paso County. They first made headlines a few weeks ago when their story was posted on a digital outlet. They say that, among other things, they've been harassed and their property vandalized.
We are stalked, we are harassed, we are chased, we are followed. There's been spray paint where they put on items on our home.
El Paso County Sheriff's Office won't talk on camera, but they say in the past 2 years, they've responded to more than 170 calls for service that involved the individuals in the article. They say they will release legal documents and body camera upon request. We've made that request, but we're still waiting to receive those documents. Courtney Mallory was arrested Monday on a warrant for felony stalking, and after spending the night in jail, his bond was set at $6,000. On Tuesday, the NAACP is planning to post bond for Mallory, and he will be released. This is a complicated story. We'll continue to talk to Courtney and Nichole, as well as try to get our hands on those police documents. We'll continue to update you as this story evolves. In Colorado Springs, Michael Abeyta, covering Colorado First.
All right, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And this is not a complicated story, as the news reporter said. It reminds me of the situation of our dear sister and our father down there in Georgia, who were experiencing similar issues while trying to own a farm down there in Georgia. Now, this is Courtney and Nichole Mallory, who owns 1,000 acres out there in Colorado, El Paso County. Now, I'm going to show you another video which they're talking about the years of harassment, the years of abuse, targeting, hatred, destruction of property, destruction of pets that they have been experiencing ever since owning the farm or buying the farm and ranch in 2020. And it's not that complicated. These people who are out there do not like to see Black people engaging in a lucrative American economy, which is the farming and agricultural industry. That has somewhat been a stalwart for white supremacy ever since the days of slavery. And I'm going to give you a little bit more about that after we watch this video of them once again detailing everything that they have experienced within their time of owning this ranch. Check this out.
I'm being arrested.
Early Monday morning, Courtney Mallory was taken into custody. Farming while Black in America. The rancher's story, one that's taken over social media.
We don't want to become a hashtag.
Nichole, a Marine, and her husband bought Freedom Acres Ranch in 2020. The couple claiming they face repeated acts of domestic terrorism by white residents on their own property. They say their dogs have been poisoned. Numerous farm animals have been slaughtered and gutted. Residents have been trespassing on their land, running over fence posts, burning their Black Lives Matter flags, spray painting racial slurs on their land, even waving guns at them. Photos show unknown vehicles blocking the couple's property and parking on their land. Even social media posts inquiring about pitchforks and fire sticks.
Lynching us, bringing a lynching mob, having a public hanging, fire. They wanted to lock us in and set us ablaze.
Mallory said they've called the sheriff's office countless times over the last 2 years, but have gotten no action or thorough investigations.
It is in fact El Paso County Sheriff's Office that is the main reason that we do not feel safe on our property.
The sheriff's office says they've investigated 19 different complaints and have responded to over 170 calls for service at Freedom Acres. In a statement, they claim the office vehemently denies all these allegations.
We're watching. The world is watching. Get it right.
Now a coalition pushing for social justice and the couple's safety, including the NAACP.
That's ridiculous. At the end of the day, law enforcement should show up for everyone.
The National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
This is a direct violation of the Fair Housing Act.
and the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Colorado Holiday Commission.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Courtney was arrested yesterday, charged with stalking, petty theft, and tampering with the utility meter. His wife charged with the same crimes. Now, she paid a $2,000 bond and was released. However, Courtney was not.
It looks like a bait and switch.
Activists and concerned citizens demanding answers last night, gathering at the detention center, conducting their own welfare check. Courtney appeared before a judge today, and his bond was increased to $6,000 and was paid for by the NAACP. He should be out of jail at this hour.
And actually just received a text. Courtney is in fact out of jail tonight. We've also learned that his neighbor was arrested last year for violating a restraining order that he took out against her. And surprisingly, those same neighbors filed a restraining order this morning against Courtney. There's a lot of ongoing and previous protective orders out at this time between these two neighbors. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow right here on Fox 31. Erica.
All right. So that is a more detailed categorization of what this Black couple has been going through, having their cattle or their animals slaughtered and gutted. That is messing with their money, being locked in, being threatened to be lynched and burnt alive, been trapped on their own property. And this is once again an example of the culture of racism in those Midwestern towns where they are not used to Black people coming out and wanting to engage in that industry. Now, the sheriff declined to speak on camera in the first article, but then he denies all of the claims. Like, Black people are just moving out there and just calling you every day for no reason. They said they had over 170 service calls. And I'm pretty sure if they had that many calls, they didn't come out every time. And as the sister said, she feels like the sheriff are complicit in this act of terrorism, of domestic terrorism and harassment and targeting. Now, they also said they had 19 complaints against them. And now you see, or at that time, the young brother, Courtney, was arrested for, stalking, harassing. And that is the age-old tactic where when you are being attacked, and you push back or you expose or you start addressing your attackers, then you are the stalker. You are the harasser. And, as they said, that as soon as he got out of jail, they filed a restraining order on him, which one of his neighbors was arrested for violating a restraining order that time. But it's sad because this lady is a former Marine. She served her country valiantly. She sacrificed her time and, possibly her life in defense of this country. And she and her husband is unable to come and enjoy the fruits of their labor at this time. And once again, the sheriff is definitely a suspect in this. And a lot of these Midwestern towns, everybody knows each other. Everybody is complicit in whatever they do. So we can't negate the possibility of the sheriff being complicit with this because he's arresting them and not the perpetrator. So once again, this story came out, I guess, about 2 years ago. I have not seen any recent updates on it. There, were a lot of people talking about it at that time, but it just came across my desk. But it reminded me of, once again, the brother, the daughter and father down there in Georgia. They had their farm burned, their effort sabotaged by neighboring white people who didn't want them there. So question is, why won't y'all white people just leave us alone when we are minding our own business? And once again, that farming and agricultural industry is very prevalent, very lucrative. I'm here in northeastern North Carolina, where tobacco and cotton and pickles and corn and all those things are very lucrative. I took a trip to a neighboring country town the other day, and I took a back road, and I just saw miles and miles of farmland. And these people had big houses sitting off back in the road, but then surrounding those houses were all types of farmland, tobacco, collards, cotton, and I realized that I'm in the area where our people were working on that land for free. And so that, once again, that passed down entitlement to, okay, you don't supposed to be living out here with us and owning this land like us. You're supposed to be working on our land. That somehow comes out when you have people. But all down that road, I'm telling you, I saw people driving tractors. So don't think that the farming industry and the agricultural industry is not a very lucrative business. And when Black people try to get into that lucrative business, just like many other businesses in America, then they face persecution. So I want to share this story. It's only like what 0.4 or 4% Black farmers in the U.S. and I hear of all the troubles that they face. Trying to get their farm on, get their hustle up, get their money on. In this modern day racist society in which we still live in. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, peace and blessings. Scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune into Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long.